Hey guys, it's me, Monty, and I gotta talk to y'all today. We gotta have a good and serious conversation. Okay, so long story short, I have a group chat on Instagram. My cousin sent a video of, it's like a survey. The video kind of like grinded my gears a lot, like not even kinda, like it grinded my gears. And I think part of the reason why it ticked me off so much was because this morning I had like a work conversation with like my coworkers. We were reading a book about anti-racism, right? So we had a discussion about being Black in America, what it means to be a racist, what it means to be not racist, and what it means to be anti-racist. The book's by Dr. Ibram X. Kendi. So to be a racist, the definition that he wrote in the book is one who is supporting a racist policy through their actions or inaction or expressing a racist idea. He says the definition of anti-racist is one who is supporting an anti-racist policy through their actions or expressing an anti-racist idea. So basically, what he says in the first chapter, because we're doing bit by bit in the book, he says that the opposite of racist is not racist. He says not racist is like a defense mechanism that people automatically go to no matter what you are, what you're being accused of saying, doing, whatever. When somebody says, oh, you're a racist, you go, oh, I'm not racist, I blah blah blah. Oh, I'm not racist, I have a Black friend. Oh, I'm not racist, so the opposite of racist is not racist. The opposite of racist should be or is anti-racist, which means that you're working on changing your actions, changing your mind, changing yourself, basically, to go against whatever you're being accused of. So if somebody says, oh, you're racist because you say Black people like watermelon, I wouldn't go, oh, I'm not racist, I like watermelon too. I would go, oh, maybe, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the point. For you to put action behind your words, not to get defensive. We were discussing all this stuff this morning. This is today, September 25th. I spoke a little bit during the meeting, you know what I'm saying? I work with 2 other Black people out of maybe like 12 people total, 15, something like that, but there's only like 2 of us. So, you know what I'm saying? I had to speak up a little bit. So I was already in my bag, my brown bag. I was already in my bag a little bit. So then I saw this video. Actually, let's insert the video here.
White girl. I like Black girls to like an extent, you feel me?
To an extent. What's the extent? The skin tone?
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of Black girls?
Like either my complexion or lighter.
I'm darker than you, so you want to talk to me?
No.
Wow.
Dark skins are mean.
What?
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
You don't even know me. I understand.
White girls did shit. White girls ain't as judgy. Like, y'all judging me and y'all mean. That's double negative, y'all.
Alright, so I like Asian girls, really? Yes.
Why?
Because you gotta show the dark chocolate some love sometimes.
You like dark chocolate? He likes all the flavors of the ice cream.
I got all types, yeah. You know how it go.
Okay.
Which do y'all prefer, Black or white females? White. Light.
I just like white females.
You like white?
Let's get them.
I like Black girls to like an extent.
White girls got that super head. Who you say more freaky?
White girls.
White girls? Okay. Black or white females?
White females.
Alright, why?
Good.
Black or white females?
Black.
Alright, why though?
Cause like, number one, like they got big ass booties. I don't give a fuck. And like, you just like bond more with them because you know you say listen, right?
Black or white females?
White girls.
Black girls, why you say that?
I said white girls.
Oh, you said white girls, why you say that? You know they makes you do it. Yeah, you know, they let you do it your own, for sure. So you with a black girl right now or you with a white girl?
I'm with a black girl.
With a black girl, alright. For black or white female? That's tough. The white female, I'm sorry, bro. Why you say white? I just like them, bro. They just, like black girls, they like giving nigga attitudes and shit. Do y'all prefer black or white females? White. White girls got that super head. Why you say white? I feel like they just do it better. They do it better? White girls got it.
The white hoes.
White?
Man, the white hoes. The white
girls
hoes.
all talk, but the white girls, they hot it.
You got them, they got them.
Yeah. Who you think got more of an attitude, though?
Black.
Black?
So this, like, I mean, was I surprised? Absolutely not. Like, I reposted the video on my Instagram and I said, I'm gonna tell you what I said. Ask me if I'm surprised, ... I'll save you the trouble. I'm not. That's what I put on my story. So, like, I didn't surprise me not one bit. Did it disgust me? Yes, absolutely, to the umpteenth power, to the max. Like, it just irritated me so much. So this boy, actually, he's the only person that responded to that post as a black male, and he said, relax, this ain't that deep. All black men aren't obligated to want black women. Their responses are ignorant because the lack of knowledge and pride in their own culture. So I said, no one is obligated to like anyone. However, I don't agree with the idea of preference, especially when it deals with black men purposely disliking black women and having an affinity for women of lighter complexions. That's something deeper. Then I went on, actually, I screenshot and posted our conversation, took his name out, took his avatar, profile picture, whatever you want to call it, took that out. So it's just the words, right? And then I went on my story and I said, number one, please don't tell me to relax. I think that's what pissed me off the most, is that he started with saying relax, it ain't that deep. I said it is, so it is. It's my page, it's my story. Number two, I said using preference as an excuse of dating outside your race is BS. Because it is. And then I said, would anyone like for me to elaborate? Because I would love to educate people on how ignorant this idea is. And that is what brings us here today. So then he comments on that post and says nutty. N-U-T-T-Y. That was it. I guess he was in his feelings because I reposted our conversation. So then I said, there's a larger discussion that needs to be taking place. It's not about you, and I made it anonymous. There's nothing nutty about it. I'm gonna just start disclaimer session, right? Disclaimer number one. Don't say nothing that you don't want repeated. My mom told me that when I was a young buck. Stuck with me. If you don't want something said again that came out of your mouth, you either need to be like, I'm saying this in confidence, or don't say it at all. You can't trust people that deep. Sorry. Like, and it wasn't like I told somebody you killed somebody. Like, you said an opinion, I reposted it. Don't say nothing that you don't want repeated. If you say what you mean what you say. So that way, if somebody shares what you said to somebody else, whether they're reposting it or saying it with word of mouth, it's not no problem. Because if you meant it, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's beef? Okay, so disclaimer number two. So this is why I had to explain to y'all the definition of anti-racist, right? I am 100% anti-racist. Like, everybody has little biases or prejudice moments where if you're real and if you are anti-racist, you will check yourself, or other people around you will check you, and then you'll be like, oh wait, like maybe I need to work on how I feel about this topic. So with that being said, I'm also very much pro-black. This video, I'm not going to bash anybody outside of being black, because I don't want to use the term people of color, because I'm in this video sticking up for black women. So to me, a person of color is black, Hispanic, East Asian, anything that's not white. That's a person of color. That's what it means to me. So I'm not going to use that phrase because I'm speaking for Black women. I'm not speaking for minorities outside of African American women. But I don't have any intentions on bashing anybody that are outside of my ethnicity. Yeah, just 2 disclaimers, that's it. Moving on. I'm going to try to keep my thoughts very short so that this video is not an hour long. So I wanted to look up the definition of the word preference. Okay, preference, it's a noun, a greater liking for one alternative over another or others. That is the definition that I looked up. To me, when we talk about preference as it pertains to dating, and specifically dating outside of your race, that is a made-up concept. Doesn't exist to me. When you say I prefer to date white women, what that reads in my mind, me, Imani, right? That means I don't like Black women. Kind of, period. Like that's what I get. When you say I prefer to date Spanish women, I prefer to date white women, I prefer to date Asian women, to me that means that you don't like Black girls. Like, for whatever reason, you don't like Black girls. And also in the back of my mind, I'm kind of sort of thinking that you don't like yourself. If you're a Black man or a Black woman saying that your dating preference is something outside of your race, I think that you have an issue. I don't think it's just casual. I don't think it's, oh, I just like Spanish girls. Like, I love Black girls, but I love Spanish girls. Like, I just don't want it. I don't see that. It's not that light to me. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit deeper. It's like, what happened? Like, who hurt you? Like, that's like, I really want to know. Yeah, so preference, the ideology of preference is not as light as men make it seem. They say, oh, what's the problem? I just like light-skinned girls. What's the problem? I just like Spanish girls. The problem is that you are saying to me that Black women, if you're saying I just like women outside of my race, you're saying that Black women are less than your standards. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel, and that's how across to me. If you say, oh, I just like light-skinned girls, if I was a dark-skinned woman, I would be like, well, do you think that dark-skinned women are beneath you? Like, what's the problem? Like, why do you only like shades that are lighter than I am? And as a light-skinned woman, me being myself, I don't have a hierarchy in my head that I'm better than anybody that's a darker complexion than myself. I don't feed into that. I'm not that type of light-skinned girl. Like, that's not my mentality at all. I'm Black. My mom is brown skin. Like, I'm Black. I have, like, I don't get it. That whole, like, that's not me. That's not me. If that's what you thought this was, this is not the video for that. I'm Black. So anything that is said or done like that is offensive to Black women, that's offensive to me. I don't care how light I am. I don't care if I'm pale at the moment. Like, I'm Black. It affects me. That's where my mind is. In the video, one of the boys, I wrote down point. I watched the video at least 15 times and was writing notes. One of the boys, as he talks to a dark skin or brown skin woman, he tells her that he wouldn't date her. He only dates women that are lighter than him or his complexion. To me, that's like some sort of like deep-rooted self, like, I don't want to get so deep, but like, I'm just telling you how my mind went. But to me, that, like, it's some sort of like self-hatred going on there. Like, what comes across my mind, I want to know what complexion is your mom? Like, what complexion are your sisters? Why do you feel the need to date women that are as light as you are or lighter? And what immediately, as soon as I saw this first slide, I thought, well, I mean, it makes sense because in society, it's white men, white women, black men, black women. That's how society ranks people, right? It's a unspoken like thing, right? Let me just read. I'm gonna read to y'all what I said to my family. I said, black men often grow up thinking white women are more superior than black women and that white girls are more submissive. In society, it's made so that the order is white men, white women, black men, black women. So they think, especially if they get some money, they think that getting a white girl raises their status in society. For all these men, really, all the boys in the video, I think that you date women outside of your race because you think it gives you a boost, like it boosts your male ego, like it gives you a higher social status, and that's why I said it's like some sort of self-hatred, because it's like if you were to date a black woman, then you're lowering yourself, you're going further down, because not only are you second as a black man in society, but when you tie yourself to a black woman, you both are lower. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I think you think. And then it's just horrible. It's like, why do you think, like, why would you this is oof. Why would you think that you're lowering your notch in society, and that you're getting a higher status by dating outside of your race? I just don't understand it. But I seriously think that is the bottom line here, and I think that that's why men who only date blah blah blah, I think that's why they do it, because they think, oh, when you date a foreign girl, when you date a white girl, whatever, like, you popping, you're higher than what you were, you have elevated. And then it just made me mad, like, saying dark skinned women are mean. Are you serious? Anybody can be mean. White people are mean. Light skinned people are mean. Asian people are mean. Hispanic people are mean. Like, mean is a characteristic. It's not tied to a skin color, idiot. And the same thing would be judgmental. He said black women are judgy. Like, everybody gonna judge you, especially them white folks, but whatever. Somebody said that white people are less ghetto. First of all, do your history, because the term ghetto, it was surrounded, like, a ghetto was a type of living arrangement. It's like a neighborhood. Look up ghettos and Holocaust. Like, America changed, like, reformed the word ghetto. So with that being now associated with black people, is now a character trait. And so and they said white girls have less attitudes. Okay, so if you feel like somebody's attitude or somebody challenging your mentality or your actions is that much of a blow to your ego, there's something wrong with you, and you deserve to be with someone who's not as strong as a black woman. But I don't get how the men associated, well, actually I do get it, so let me take that back. The men in the video commonly amongst each other associated whiteness with submissiveness, and it's like, to me, that means you're a punk. Like, your ego is shallow. Like, you need somebody to praise you or do what you say, and that means that you're not really a man. Like, if you think that way, you can stay away from me, because I would like to challenge my partner. I would like for my partner to challenge me. Why would I be with somebody that's just gonna yes me all day? Boring. Like, I don't get it. Like, but okay. And then they were also saying that white girls One of them, I'm not going to, actually, let's just keep it PG. They said white girls offer better sex, right? That's fine. If your sexual preference is what you're concerned about, that's none of my business. But like, really? Okay. Then let's go to my numbers, my statistics. It was 12 men in the video, not including the one guy who was interviewing. 4 out of the 12 men, which is a third, so a third of the men said that they would pick black women to date. That's sad. Especially when one of the guys, he was a kind of, right? I counted him in my count because he started off saying black, but then he changed his mind. I counted his kind of because he said he would date light-skinned women. Still sorry excuse, I'm not taking it. Even me being light-skinned myself, I don't want you. If you don't want to date anybody darker, that's making me think a little bit. You can stay with somebody else. You can skip me. I don't want it. The second one was probably the only one of two pure yeses. He said that he would date a black woman because it's a bond. You have a common bond. You have a commonality between each other. That was the only like simple yes. The next one that I would count as a simple yes was the white boy. That's fine. He said he liked everybody. Like that's his business. So him and the other guy that said the bond. The last person that was annoying, he said he would pick a black girl because they got nice booties. That's the only reason why you would pick a black girl. Are you serious? Like, you that shallow that it comes to body type? Whatever. And then some of my guy friends that weren't buttholes were commenting on my Instagram like, well, Imani, like, the difference is that those were boys. Like, a real man not gonna say that. And I agree with you. But like, those boys grow up to be men, and then if they get a little bit of money, then those are the men that you see in the media all the time, athletes, rappers, whatever, and then they get some money and then they start dating white women. Or like, they're with a black girl, but then you find out, oh, it's a big scandal, they cheated with a white girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, those boys with this mentality grow up and still have this mentality, and then it's like, what about us? What about the black women? Like, you just get some money and you think because your wealth has progressed and your social status has progressed as a black man, to make it official, you gotta go and get you a white girl. Like, it's ridiculous. All right, let me go through, because I was screenshotting some of the conversations that I thought were important enough to be said. One of my friends said that it was funny how they all referred to preference to sex and white girls wanting them to do what they want. It's sad, but I'm glad we don't fit their criteria. She said it perfectly. Like, if that's what you want, then we honestly don't want you either. But it's like, how did your mind get that screwed up that like you need somebody to just agree with everything you say? You need somebody to just lie down and have sex with you. Like, where did you go wrong? Somebody said that they would have liked for me to post a YouTube video which is how I got here, because in their mind, no one wants to admit that having a preference to date outside your race means that you have a negative outlook on a specific race. And that's exactly what I think. That's exactly what I said in this video. If you prefer, you go out of your way to date something else, or something that's not what you are, or what you grew up knowing, or what you're familiar to, like, it either means that there's a nuanced case here and something might have happened to you which made you be turned off by all of black women, or that there's an issue there. There's an underlying issue. You don't like yourself. You don't like your parents. I don't know. Something's there that's deeper. It's not just that you simply don't like black women. That's not it for me. I'm not taking it. Somebody said it stops becoming a preference once dudes start doing mental gymnastics saying that black women got issues. Thank you, black man. This is a black man that says this. When you start saying, I don't like black girls because they got attitudes. I don't like black girls because they ghetto. I don't like black girls because they don't just say yes. They got to challenge you. They got to argue. That's not a preference. Now you're degrading us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now you're actually putting us down. Now you're actually talking bad about us. It's different than if someone had asked me, like, I don't have a dating preference. I would date a white man. I would date a black man. Well, I have dated black men. I would date a Spanish man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. To me, it's the connection. Like, it's not just your skin color, your race. You know what I'm saying? But I've never actually been attracted to like an Asian person. Just hasn't happened. I don't know that many Asian people. So like, you know, I don't know. It just hasn't happened. So if someone were to say, oh, Imani, why don't you date Asian men? I would be like, I don't know. Like, I just don't. Like, I haven't met an Asian person that we connected like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know why I don't prefer to date Asian men. Whereas that's different than if somebody were to say, Imani, why don't you date Asian men? And I would say, oh, I don't date Asian men because I don't date Asian. Like, that's where it's not a preference. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you were to ask a man who has dated multiple races, right? He's dated all types of races, and then they end up with someone outside of their race. Let's say they end up with a white person, and you would be like, oh, Johnny, why do you like white girls? And he's like, oh, I don't not like everything else. This is just who I ended up with. That's completely acceptable. That's fine. Love is love. I'm not here to judge. I have biracial relationships in my family and my friend group. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not against that. I'm not against people of different races being together. Where I have an issue is when it is an exclusion, when you have a problem with one type of race, especially when it's the one you come from. That's when I start to like raise my eyebrow a little bit, because I'm just confused what happened there. Like, I think something happened in your upbringing. Maybe you got a bad relationship with your mom who's black. Maybe a black woman broke your heart or embarrassed you. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be, in order for me to somewhat understand it, I would have to know, like, what happened? Who hurt you? All the black girls on my timeline, they was shouting me on. Like, it was the men with the tissues. The preference thing is invalid because, or when, you start to degrade black women. Then it's not a preference. Then you have an issue. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's an issue there. Because somebody, actually, a white woman, had commented in agreement with what I was saying. So I'm not crazy and I'm not racist. So what she was saying is that this preference thought, like, it starts trickling into other areas of life. And that's where it starts to become a problem for real. And I totally agree with her. Because when you start to prefer dating light-skinned women or white women or whatever it is that's not black or dark-skinned, that's when it's like these fetishes come. And like, then it's like, oh, I want mixed babies. Oh, I want light-skinned babies. Oh, I want babies with curly hair. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's when those things happen. And then you have those mixed babies. And then those babies grow up either thinking that they're better than everybody else because they have whatever physical features that they have. Or when they start to, it furthers. Like, your children be like, oh, I want to date a white woman because my dad dated a white woman and that's my mom and he thinks she's superior, so do I. And in order for me to gain that superiority, I have to match it. You know what I'm saying? Like, then it becomes a snowball effect. And that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're creating... It issues. Point blank period. I don't know how else to explain it. And I just really want to talk to somebody who has a preference in dating outside of race. And I would like to know, like, what is the deal with you and your parent? Because it had to have come from there, like, at least a little bit. Like, something had to happen to you for you to be like, no to all black women. Something had to happen. And I just want to know what it was. And I don't think I would necessarily want to change it, because if you already crossed that C, you might want to stay over there, because I don't think we want you either. But I just want to know. I'm very curious to find out. The bottom line in this video is that this preference ideology, it reinforces the fact that black women are at the bottom of the barrel. We're the last grab. We're less than. We make you less than. Like, it reinforces all those thoughts that run through our minds. Like, it just makes it puts us at the bottom of the totem pole. And especially since you, who are supposed to be our black king, we supposed to lift each other up, and you one of the main people putting us down. It's like, how are you any better than the white people who put the black men down? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just turning around and doing the same thing on us. And it's sick and it's sad, and it needs to stop. The same way I said that anti-racists are constantly working on themselves to improve their thoughts, improve their actions, I think that people against dating black women, I challenge you to ask yourself, well, why do I not date black women? Why is this my preference? And then I think you need to dig deeper and figure out a way to fix yourself. I'm not saying fix your preference, but fix yourself, fix your thinking, fix your actions, and then that's the best way we can move forward. Because if you putting us down, the same women who will ride and die and stick up for y'all, like the kings that y'all are supposed to be, the same women who are here to uplift y'all, ask yourself why you are putting us down and how you can pick us up. If you want to watch a video that is not as deep, I got mad options for you. Go ahead. But this video right here, it's a wrap.